To make this video fun, I gathered a few facts you didn't know about each of the students in Class 1A. The first one is Deku. Did you know that the inspiration for the name Deku was from a poem named Be Not Defeated by the Rain? Maybe it's foreshadowing about something that'll happen in the future. Who knows? When coming up with his idea for his custom suit, we see Deku take a lot of inspiration from how All Might looks. And when even All Might is laughing at you for being a fanboy, you know you need to take a step back. But did you know that Izuku's alpha costume cost only 40,380 Japanese yen, or $370 to make? Maybe this is why it gets destroyed every time he battles. Stop being cheap, Izuku. In the early concept stages of My Hero Academia, Izuku was known as Mikumo Akatani. He had longer and curlier hair, with bangs blocking one of his eyes. He was completely quirkless in this concept, relying more on makeshift gadgets and luck to deal with obstacles. His hero costume was also slightly more intimidating. According to Izuku's profile in Volume 1, his favorite food is katsudon, which is pork chop breaded with panko and fried over rice with onion and egg. I'm hungry now, thanks Deku. Up next, we have Bakugo Katsuki. Originally, Katsuki was a very kind and gentle character who spoke without thinking and unintentionally insulted others. Horikoshi, however, found this original draft to be boring and decided, while still keeping him a natural-born genius, to make him an unpleasant character instead. Can you imagine Bakugo without his insane temper? I can't. Katsuki's surname contains the kanji for bomb, baku, and powerful, go. And his first name contains to win, katsu, and self, he. How's that for a representing name? Katsuki received a total of 3,556 nominations from Pro Heroes for his UA Sports Festival performance, making him the second most nominated student of Class 1A, despite winning the competition. How do you go over 3,556 nominations anyway? Katsuki's old quirkless 50-meter dash record is the same as Tsuyu Asui's current quirk-using record, 5.58 seconds. What a genetic freak. According to the Ultra Analysis book, Katsuki's personality is described as an abusive egotist. Yeah, sounds about right. Our next student is Shoto Todoroki. Since Shoto's eyes and hair show physical separation where the halves of his quirk divide, he may have the genetic anomaly known as chimerism. Okay. Also, Shoto changed his custom suit multiple times. Ironically, Shoto accepting the fire aspect of his quirk resulted in his costume and support gear becoming more like his father's. Shoto received a total of 4,123 nominations from Pro Heroes for his UA Sports Festival performance, making him the most nominated Class 1A student. And I thought Bakugo had it rough. Next, we have Ida. Did you know that Tenya's custom original design was extremely different from his final and current design? Most notably, the original concept featured a helmet with the shape of a dinosaur head. If you ask me, I like the current one better. Tenya's 50-meter dash record is 3.04 seconds, which is as fast as a decent car. Tenya had two known preliminary designs. The first one was noticeably older and hardly resembled the current Tenya. The second one, in contrast, was extremely similar to current Tenya, albeit this design was much slimmer and not as tall or muscular. Don't think we forgot about everyone's beloved waifu, Momo Yaoyorozu. Momo's design in the preliminary stages of the series was relatively similar to her current design. She already had her trademark ponytail, although it was less spiky, and her body overall was slightly slimmer. Her hero costume had a few differences though, such as the lack of a torso opening and a sort of partial mask worn around her nose area. If you put together the kanji for Momo's surname, it's an idiomatic expression that translates to a great or uncountable number, and it literally means 8 million. It probably refers to her bra size. I mean, talent level. In Chapter 124, Momo broke the fourth wall when she pointed out that Mirio Togata only needed 3 panels to explain the hero internship. Momo would have made her costume even more revealing were it not for the restrictions on the amount of skin allowed to be shown in a costume. Come on, girl. Up next, we have Kirishima. Did you know that Kirishima is the only member of Class 1A with a transformation quirk? Also, his favorite food is meat, and his favorite thing is manliness. Can you be any more generic than this? He is a very popular character, although we don't see much of him in general. For example, his peak popularity poll ranking was number 4, just behind Bakugo, Midoriya, and Shoto Todoroki. For a character that doesn't get as much screen time as them, it's pretty good in my opinion. Tokoyami is next. Tokoyami's hero name, Tsukuyomi, comes from Tsukuyomi no Mikoto, which is a lunar deity in the Shinto culture. Actually, he's the moon god according to Japanese mythology, and his theme is used, together with Amaterasu, in a large number of shonen manga. Did you know that Horikoshi struggles to draw him? I mean, he is humanoid with a bird head after all. Also, he's considered awesome by Horikoshi, although he notes that this is not the general opinion in the world of My Hero Academia. Tokoyami is said to eat from the sides of his mouth due to his beak. For the same reason, he favors chopsticks as eating utensils. Must be exhausting. Tokoyami's appearance and abilities may have been inspired by DC Comics characters Rachel Roth, also known as Raven. For example, both wear enveloping cloaks as costumes. Both employ a crow motif. Both possess abilities that are capable of taking control over their own bodies should they fail to keep their emotions in check. The next student is everyone's favorite perv, Minoru Mineta. Did you know that, not counting children, Minoru is the shortest human character in the series, standing at 108 centimeters? In the English dub of the anime, Minoru speaks with a noticeable lisp, which his voice actor implemented in an effort to make him sound cuter and to tone down his perverted character. Also, Horikoshi said he has trouble balancing Minoru's likability with his perversion. Sounds about right. Next is Denki Kaminari. In the preliminary stages of the series, Kaminari's design was radically different from his current one. He looked far more villainous, with longer, spikier hair. Also, he was not yet known as Denki Kaminari, but rather as a random electricity quirk user. This original design also shares a lot of similarities with present Mike, who was also conceived as a completely different character from who he is currently. When written as one word, the kanji in Denki's first name translates to electrical or electricity. What's next? Endeavor is fiery fire, or All Might is powerful power? Also, the black lightning-shaped streak on Denki's hair is apparently natural. The next Class 1A member is Tsuyu Asui. It's known that she has frog-like abilities, but did you know that Tsuyu can also spit up her stomach to clean it? Frogs, when doing this, often step on the stomach in order to clean it before it's set back into their body. Ew. Tsuyu's preliminary design was less frog-like and more human in appearance, with smaller eyes and mouth. She was also supposed to be more downbeat. Her favorite thing is the rainy season, and her favorite food is jelly. Lastly, Tsuyu was originally conceived as a male character, but was turned into a female one because Class 1A lacked girls at the time. She shares this aspect with Toru Hagakure. Up next is Kyoka Jiro. Kyoka's hair streaks are drawn similarly to the waves of an EKG, a possible reference to how she uses her earphone jacks to amplify her heartbeat. Kyoka is so far the only student in Class 1A whose hero name is the exact same as her quirk, which is earphone jack. Also, did you know that Kyoka's Japanese voice actor, Kei Shindo, also voiced Kinoko Komori, Fuyumi Todoroki, and Shoto Todoroki as a child? This is another level of multitasking. Next is everyone's second beloved waifu, Ochako Uraraka. In a prototype concept, Ochako was originally Yu Takayama, possessing both the identity Mount Lady and the gigantification quirk. This was scrapped because Horikoshi thought that a main character having such a quirk would be too troublesome for her. Can you imagine Uraraka with a gigantification quirk? Poor Deku. She also shares her birthday with Hinata Hyuga from Naruto, another weekly Shonen Jump series. Interestingly, both characters are known to have a crush on their series' respective main characters of the respective universes. Here are some quick facts about Uraraka. Her bob hair and dialect are part of her schoolgirl charm. Her favorite thing is the starry sky. She loves Japanese food, especially mochi. Horikoshi describes her as honest. Horikoshi is proud of the name he came up with for her. Next, we have the pink waifu, Mina Ashido. Did you know that Mina's original design was pretty similar to her current one, but she had twisted horns? But because the twisted horns were considered difficult to draw, this design was eventually dropped, with the current Mina design having smaller, simpler horns. Mina has never liked anyone, but wishes she can be in love. Also, Mina and Yuga are the only Class 1A participants of the UA Sports Festival fighting tournament who didn't receive a nomination from a pro hero. Another fact is that Mina's initial choice of her hero name, Ridley Hero Alien Queen, is a direct reference to Ellen Ripley from Alien, where the titular creature of the film is an extraterrestrial being that possesses acidic blood. Next is Hanta Sero. Horikoshi came up with his quirk, and thus his character, during a trip to a convenience store. He notes that Hanta's quirk is a personal favorite of his. I wonder if he came up with other characters in different ways, like when he was in the restroom. Just food for thought. Also, he's considered just a background character, although Horikoshi likes him enough to consider more prominent roles whenever possible. Hanta's name is a play on the Japanese pronunciation of cellophane tape, or serohan teppu. Another Class 1A character that everyone likes is Toro Hagakure. Originally, Toro's costume had more trinkets to it than just a pair of gloves and boots. She was supposed to wear some sort of mask with a smiling face on it, and her gloves were meant to have mirror-like objects tied to them. Another fun fact is that Toro was supposed to be a male character at first, but Horikoshi changed her into a female because he thought a girl having an invisible body was a funnier concept. There was also a lack of female characters at the time. Now I'm gonna get real deep. Hagakure is the name of a book, also known as the Book of the Samurai, written in Japan in the 1700s during the Edo period, when Japan had no domestic or international conflict. It recounts thoughts on how Bushido can be applied in a time of peace. It became popular again during the Pacific War. Perhaps the title is meant to reference a warrior that is hidden, unseen when not needed. In the first My Hero Academia chapter, Toro described her face as a combination of Yang Guifei and Francis Xavier. Okay. Next is the show's cookie monster, Rikido Sato. Rikido's appearance may have been inspired by the main character of Kinnikuman, who's also a big-lipped wrestler. His hero name, Sugarman, is also the name of an obscure Marvel Comics villain. Rikido has daily tea meetings with Momo. I wonder if there's any secrets behind it. Either way, two people who get strong by eating a lot getting together, what can go wrong? Next is Meizo Shouji. While Meizo's face has not been officially unveiled in the series yet, a piece of concept art showcases what could possibly be Meizo's true face, featuring a wide mouth with a set of jagged teeth. The same concept artwork also implies that Meizo is capable of using his quirk to replicate miniature versions of his head. Horikoshi considers either Meizo or Jirodo Shishida to be the physically strongest first-year students without using their quirks. And to end facts about him nicely, here's another speedrun about the Class 1A student. His favorite foods are takoyaki and squid ink pasta. To keep himself warm during winter, Meizo wears a poncho. Horikoshi considers Meizo fun to draw due to his less human-like features. Horikoshi wants to tell Meizo's backstory, but still doesn't know when he'll be able to do so. Next is Koji Koda. For unknown reasons, Koji has inconsistent skin color in manga artwork, usually changing between peach, coral, and even gold. Koji's horn apparently grows with age and is still not fully matured yet. Unfortunately, there isn't much information about him. Another fun student we're going to cover is Mashirao Ojiro. Horikoshi considers the fact that he passed the UA entrance exam with just a quirk like tail is pretty impressive. In Deku's hero analysis notes, Ojiro is referred to as the hero department's king of normal. According to Horikoshi's Q&A in Volume World Heroes, Ojiro thinks Izuku Midoriya's shirts are kinda cool. The only thing that isn't normal about him is his fashion sense. The final UA student in our list is Yugo Aoyama. His favorite thing is himself. Horikoshi says he doesn't really understand this character, but he's fun to draw, so that's fine by him. Yuga is one of the 3 students attending UA confirmed to be a foreigner, the others being Hiryu and Pony Tsunotori. He might be aware that he's just a fictional character due to his constant breaking of the 4th wall. And that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you learned something new. Thank you, and take care.